key for this challenge today is the heating sources that they have. Obviously, cooking outside is not the same as cooking in the kitchen. And the two heating sources that they have is that induction stove and the shakala, that local charcoal cooking equipment that they have.
You know, working in the elements, you don't have fridges, you don't have ovens, you don't have the convenience that you would have had in the MasterChef kitchen.
Jason.
Chef.
Tell me what you're doing.
Chef, I'm doing a Ethiopian-inspired lamb dish. Gonna do just the lamb coated in marinated in rosemary.
Yep.
With the squash puree, which I've put in sort of a very Thai-inspired spice mix: cloves, cumin, coriander, cinnamon, that sort of thing.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna do a popcorn, which I'm gonna just lightly dust in cayenne pepper, and then a coffee jus.
Coffee only in the jus?
Yes, chef.
Okay. Will that coffee jus be enough to tie the whole dish together?
It should, chef. Yeah. Get it, lots of flavour in there. It should tie the elements together. I think this is gonna be a good one.
Good luck. Get on it.
I'm gonna try and make a smoked squash soup. So I'm smoking the squash with coffee. I'm thinking of perhaps serving some popcorn on the side for a crunch, because you know you would normally have croutons with the soup or something. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I only had a few pots and they weren't really deep, so I actually ended up inverting one of the lids that I used for my pots as the tray to smoke my things on. I don't know how far I want to take it. I want to make sure you get that taste, but I don't want to make it over...
So, okay, so what, you're smoking again.
Yeah,
fantastic.
yes.
Great idea. What are you using? Are you smoking with...
Coffee beans.
Coffee bean,
Yeah.
Nice idea. So you're going to puree this and hoping that smoked coffee is going to come through and that's going to be your coffee element?
Yeah.
Could go either way. That could give it a fantastic all-rounded coffee smell, or it could smell like burnt coffee. But it's a great risk. Fantastic.
Great risk.
I was also really worried if you underuse coffee, you don't get that taste. So it's actually a really difficult ingredient to use.
Comedy. Right, what are you making for us?
Chef, today to take the coffee through each of my components, I've added some coffee and cumin and some spice to the lamb, added a bit of cumin, a little bit of honey, beautiful with the squash, also a bit of coffee. And before I pop my popcorn, it's also got a bit of that coffee coming through.
Nice. Have you tasted everything?
We're getting there, Chef. I've tasted some of the squash, it's really good. I'm waiting to see if that lamb is cooked.
Okay, now lamb and coffee is a combination you've tried before?
I haven't. I know that coffee goes quite well with beef.
Yes.
So, fingers crossed.
Well, this is the trick, is trying to balance out that coffee, because if it's too bitter, and you've put it with cumin. Now, cumin's got its own richness to it as well. You think that those two flavours are going to get working together? Holding thumbs to you, Carmen. I hope it all comes together for you.
Thanks, Chef.
Good luck.
Thanks. I haven't really used coffee in a savoury dish before, so this is a first for me.
Carmen,
Chef.
what have you prepared?
So that is a cream cheese with coffee and cumin. Then I've got the lamb, which has got the cumin and the coffee as well. Then I've got this beautiful squash, which has got the coffee, cumin, a little bit of honey, just to balance everything out.
Well, the lamb is certainly cooked very, very well. Let's see your balancing of flavour with coffee and cumin. The cream cheese with the instant coffee going through has got a nice, rich coffee taste. The local squash, you just got that right amount of sweetness. Coffee and cumin works superbly. Very well-balanced dish. You've got all the flavours spot on.
Intelligent use of the ingredients that you had. Sour, sweet, creamy, overall coffee flavor coming through. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Leandri,
Hi, Chef.
what have you created for us?
Today I have made a smoked squash soup for you.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just kind of parboiled the squash and then I smoked it with coffee beans.
Let's taste. very tasty, but the one thing I'm missing is the coffee in the soup. Yes, you've smoked it, but then I don't get that coffee flavor coming through as much as I would have expected it. You've sprinkled some coffee on the popcorn, but that is also not enough to lift this dish and give us that coffee flavor that we're looking for.
I thought smoking pumpkin was an ingenious idea. The problem is, you used the coffee beans to impart the smoke. They imparted smoke, but they didn't impart any coffee flavor for me. So while I think this is a fabulous soup, I like the textures of the cream cheese, I like the popcorn croutons, I'm just not getting any coffee.
If they aren't tasting enough coffee, then that's what they're looking for, and there's absolutely nothing I can change about it. So,
Tyron,
Chef,
looking at your dish, how do you feel?
I feel good. I try to take the things I like the most about Ethiopia so far and try to put them into a dish. One thing I liked about Ethiopian food is those injera.
Yeah.
So I used that. So what I have is a crepe. Inside the crepe is caramelized local squash, coffee, cinnamon and nutmeg. I infused a bit of chili and chocolate and a bit of cream as well.
Well, it certainly resembles an injera, but the proof is in the tasting.
Yes.
Nice amount of filling in there. Certainly got the local cuisine interpretation of the injera. The crepe, nice and light. Butternut, sweet, dark, rich chocolate flavor comes through. And I can also get the coffee from the crepe.
Thank you.
Ozzy,
Yes, chef.
what have you prepared for us?
I did an Ethiopian style lamb stew.
A what?
Ethiopian style lamb stew.
What?
What is what they call the stew?
Have you used the combination of that coffee correctly? Have you tasted everything?
Yes, I've tasted it, chef.
Your water's definitely got a lot of flavour into it, and it's got a lot of spice. Sometimes people can overcook it, and you've just got it to the right cooking stage. But the coffee is just overpowered by that stew and that water. It's just killing the coffee flavour. So no matter where you put that coffee, those spices in that wat have just overpowered it totally.
Jason, how'd you go today?
I managed to get the elements on the plate that I wanted to be there, and yeah, I'm just hoping that they work in unison together.
Take us through what those elements are.
I've got the lamb loin, which I've pan-seared, the squash puree, then I've done a popcorn with a cayenne pepper for some bite, and then finished it off with a coffee jus as well.
Pour away. Oh, there we go. Dual saucing, perfect. Okay. My worry when I was watching you cooking was that the only coffee element you had on this plate was the jus. And if it didn't infuse enough, if you didn't get that coffee flavor into it. But I think you've managed to get a lovely subtlety of the coffee into that jus. There's a meatiness to the jus, and there is a balance. The jus works. It's rich, and there's a coffee flavor in that brings out everything in the dish. Good execution.